When I was in my school, I used to buy these posters to decorate my room. So I mostly paid 5 or 10 rupees, not more than that. That was like very expensive one. It was costing 10 rupees, or else 5 rupees or less than that. So that was the cost of the posters. Later, when I grew up and I got my first salary, I bought this handmade painting, framed, beautifully framed, and I bought it. 20 years back, I did that, and I bought it for approximately 575 rupees that time. That expensive. What is the difference? The poster between the poster and the painting. The difference of costing because of the framing. The framing actually always increases the cost of those posters, which are when they're loose, when they do not have this framing, then definitely the cost is mostly low. You buy it without that, and the moment you go and ask to get it framed, then you choose the frame later. What quality, what level of wood that you want, or what kind of framing that you're double framing or single framing, and then accordingly the cost increases. Now you might be thinking, what am I talking about? This framing is actually the rules of life, the system of life, or say the discipline of life that increases the value of the person. Now here I am going to talk or relate this thing with the value of your classroom. If it is a disciplined, well-mannered or well-rule-followed class, then definitely it's a very good class. It's assumed as it's a very good class. What do I mean by disciplined, well-mannered and this class? It doesn't mean that should be a quiet class. A quiet class is always not a disciplined one. Maybe the mischievous things are happening back end, you never know. So it doesn't mean that. The discipline here I mean is, and especially in this era where we are living, in these classes which we are conducting, with these children to whom we are dealing, there we have to have the interactive classrooms. We have to have the collaborative classroom. We have to conduct some activities to make it more effective for our children to learn. Make it more of their role to be there in the classroom. Their participation, we need to increase their participation in the classrooms. They need to interact, they need to talk, they need to respond, they need to come forward with their own responses, they need to come forward with their own thought process. So there are a lot of interaction, means not only one person is talking, but multiple responses are coming, many different thought processes are coming, many different thought processes should be heard. If different people are talking, then everybody needs to listen to each other. If there is some point of view one child is expressing, the other needs to listen, and that will only happen if that culture is set in the classroom, that when one person is talking, the other people will listen. If somebody has some flaws in his personality or in his language, maybe Sasha issues are there, maybe language, the mother tongue issues are there, or maybe some low confidence is there in the personality, maybe the child is short, one is high, good at height, maybe the child has that, the dark skin, or whatever the challenge is. The children need to make sure that they do not bully because of the physical, any kind of minus points that a child feels about him. So these are the things that come under the classroom culture, which means I am talking about the classroom rules. Yes, a cultured, a managed, a disciplined class is only that class which has set the culture of the class, which has set the classroom norms, the classroom rules. And who decides these rules? You. Are you sure? It's you. It's you and your children together. It's never you alone. It should never be you alone. It should be you and your children together, forming some certain classroom norms, deciding some certain rules, and deciding over the culture of the class. So that once the rules are, once it comes to following the rules, once it comes to following the norms, it is happening naturally. It's not that you have to tell them you have to follow this rule. It's just you have to tell them, oh, you have decided this one. Oh, you people have decided that you will not bully. Now you're breaking your own rules. OMG. I mean, you need not to scold them at that point of time when the rules are formed by them. You need not to frighten them for anything. You just make them. You just need to make them feel or realize that it was their own thing. They have decided, and now they are breaking by themselves. So that realization process will be far easy and will be far simple and will be happy as well. Always positive, no negative at all. No need to screaming and shouting and scolding or anything. No negativity, only positivity, with happiness and with acceptance. These children to whom we are dealing in these days, they're quite a different category, we can say. They're born in a different era. They have a different attitude. They want us to listen to them. They want us to have this respect for them. Rather, it should be there. Everybody is born with this right of having having the respect for from everybody. And as you expect the respect from them, you should always give it to them. Do not scold, do not shout, you're not required. Just change the pattern of your class. Just change the culture of your class. And definitely it will be easy for you to conduct any activity successfully, to conduct, to have a lot of interactions in your classroom. Nothing will hamper anything. Everything will be happening smoothly. One more thing about these classroom norms and rules. Whenever you are conducting an activity, make sure that separately you list down the activity norms and rules. Because classroom rules and norms are generalized ones, are not always applicable for each activity that you conduct in your classroom. So always make sure when you are designing an activity, you should always be writing and listing down the rules for that. And declare the rules before you start with any activity, so that everybody understands and follows. During the activity also keep reminding them for that, because this is one thing which is new. The culture of the class is always being followed. That's a whole year process. But this activity rules are wherein when you're conducting the activity, then definitely in between you have to keep reminding them. So that's how you can have a successful result-oriented, disciplined class. Thank you very much.